Hello and good morning. Today is the second day of Module 1 and we have discussed a little about this subject yesterday already, but I want to focus a little more on this subject that I'm going to discuss with you today. So our subject for today is what is your big why? So maybe you have been to many different e-courses and you might have read a lot of books and everybody asks you what is your big why for wanting to work towards this goal that you have, and probably you might have been used to listening so many times that you just don't take notice of this anymore. But I want you here to just consider the situation, the possibility that this question is really important, and even if you have already been a little more developed on self-development, and maybe you already teach this, what is your big why, how you can have clarity. Still though, I want you to focus here and follow all the paths and the steps that we need to have. Because, if you don't know your big why, or if you think, well, okay, I have my why, I will not go further into this, then it will be really hard for you to stay consistent and focus in your book writing experience, because there are many things that come up from your subconscious, from your limiting beliefs, things that we will discuss tomorrow about, and it will be another story. But for today, I want you to know exactly why you want to write this book of yours. So you will be able to wake up in the morning with a big smile, thinking, oh yes, I'm waking up earlier and I will sit down and write this book, and you fill in the space. So I can help you a little with this. I have some ideas on what a book of yours will bring you to your life, to your business, and also some side effects that happen even if you don't expect them, and they are good side effects. So let me give you some hints and you can think about them, and when you brainstorm as much as you can in this exercise that we are working today, I really want you to post on the Facebook group. You can also PM me, private message me if you want, and you don't want to share if there is something quite, personal. You can PM me as well, but really it's a huge, big importance, okay? I hope I made that clear. So let me see, I have written some things here. They are also on the post that I have. You can read them as well, but let me describe a little some of the big yeses, big whys that you would like to have. So when it comes to business, well, this is a non-fiction book writing course. So I expect that you mostly want to write this book because it will develop and progress your own business. Probably you are a service professional, heart-centered entrepreneur, something like coach and mentor, teacher, healer, therapist, things like that. Okay, so, well, first of all, what you can do is you position yourself as an authority, even if you are just at your startup for your practice, So many people say something like, well, I just started, how can I prove to people that, I can help them, I can lead them to where they want to be. And of course, if you have written a book, you are an authority already, as author says. Then you can raise yourself above the majority because, yeah, obviously, Not everybody has written a book, and most people think it's something really difficult, and that is something for the very special ones. So once you have your own book there on the field that you want to promote as business, well, obviously you raise yourself a lot above the majority. Then you establish intimacy and trust without even meeting your prospect clients in person. That's a big one, because you might go on in connection sessions all day and enrollment conversations, and sometimes these work, sometimes they don't. But what if the people who come to you for an enrollment conversation, they have already read your book? That means that they know most of your ideas, they respect them, they trust you, and they really want to meet you. So the sale has already been done. It's just a matter whether, the price is appropriate for them, if they can afford it, working with you, or if the time frame is proper, things like that. So the sale has already been done once a client comes to you after they have read and liked your book. Then you can convince your readers that they need your services. Well, that's obvious. You write a book, you explain why they would need to go further into more discussion with you, into more research with you, into more mentoring with you, because obviously you might give all the information in the world through a book, but it still remains information. It cannot go so deep as it would with one-on-one coaching or e-courses, or the support that they can have through more advanced services. You build your emailing list fast and with dedicated followers. You collect contacts of prospect clients or patients who really adore you and are willing to buy from you again and again and again. So that's an important thing as well, because once you have the book, and we will discuss about this in a more advanced module, I think it will be on the 6th module, you add in your book fair bribes, like free gifts that people need to download from an opt-in page, and then you have their email and you can connect with them, you can provide them with more information, you can keep contact to them, and of course you can promote them, your new books, other books that you will write, and more advanced courses and services. And once they have read your book, they know you, they respect you. You're not just someone whom they found from a freebie giveaway and then they just, unsubscribe instantly. You get to attract clients or patients, only the ones who are good match and in alignment with you. Well, of course, because they will read your book, they will like your ideas, they will resonate, and they will contact you for further services. That means that they have passed the test, of whether they are a good match with you or not. You will be able to work with affiliate partners. These online professionals will gladly promote your book as long as they receive a percentage of the sales. So this is a more advanced thing. We will discuss about it in more advanced module, but just to let you know, it's one thing to try to promote all your services and your book all alone, and it's another thing to have hundreds of affiliate partners who have thousands of emailing subscribers promoting your work for you. Okay? But they wouldn't do it if you didn't have something to promote, correct? You will grab their attention also to traditional media, which is the press and TV and radio, probably podcasts and internet, people like telesummits, speaking gigs and all these things. Well, obviously, if you have a book, people will take notice of you. Then we have the personal benefits, okay? That's really interesting, because most people don't consider so much the personal benefit. They think like, well, I don't want to be into the ego mode, I don't want to be arrogant, I don't want to think that I am better than others because I've just written a book and others haven't, you know. But I will not stay into this. I will give you some other ideas that are really cool. So, the first one is that you raise your self-esteem indeed, because completing a task like writing and publishing your own book is not everyone achieves. Once you do that, you will feel you can achieve whatever you want. Well, this is not in the realm of arrogance, you know, and ego. It is more like when you achieve something big, and what is big in my point of view is something that it needs time, it needs focus, it needs concentration. And once you manage to put everything together, that means that you have achieved the maximum amount of self-discipline. Okay? Once you know that no matter what, you achieve this level of self-discipline, then anything you can imagine you can achieve. So that's what self-esteem means, you know. That's what self-confidence means. Not that you are prettier than the other women, not that you are more clever than other people or more spiritual or I don't know what. It means that you can control your own self. You have the control, and that's invaluable when you have it within you as a belief, and proven belief actually. Your friends and relatives will respect you more. Probably they don't have a clue on what you are doing, or they don't understand it until now. Well, this again is not about, you know, pretending to that you are someone special to your friends and relatives, but you know, in our world, we service professionals and coaches and healers and mentors, teachers, we are like, well, you know, I'm doing something that is for that kind of people, and because and our friends and relatives go like, what the heck? What is she doing? I don't understand. And when they don't understand, they don't respect. So you will ask me, I don't mind if they respect me or not. Well, I do mind, and most people do. And it is important to have your friends and relatives support in something that you want to move forward, and it is sometimes so difficult. So there are times that you lose your confidence. There are some times that you wonder if you are in the right path, and if your friends and relatives do not support you on that, well, the street to success becomes so much more difficult. And it's not about blaming them. It's obvious. How can they support you if they don't know what the heck you are doing, for whom and on what way? But once you have this book, you know, only the book itself proves that you have this confidence of, you know, putting yourself out there. And these people that are important in your life, they will respect you, and some of them will take time to read your book. So, you know, they are not mean or bad behaving when they do not support you. They are just confused and they don't know what you are doing, and probably you haven't given them the opportunity to believe in you because they haven't seen you working consistently on that. So once you've done it and it's published and it's there, you know, once they love you, they will really be proud of you, and that's invaluable. Your significant other stops telling you to go to find a real job once and for all. Well, That is something that not everybody resonates, but let me be honest with you, I personally have resonated to that, you know, and I know so many other people do, because if your significant other doesn't understand what you're doing, and if he or she doesn't see you being, you know, consistent on that, if they don't see that you really know what you're doing and you move forward, and still you don't bring enough money, you know, for the household, well, obviously they will get confused, they will get anxious, they will get frustrated. It's something that they have the right to do. It's like gambling, you know, when they see someone trying to achieve something, something so random, like, well, yeah, someday I will write a book, and someday I will be a service professional, and I will have a lot of clients, and someday I will have an e-course online. Well, it's like gambling. It doesn't bring anything on the words, and it doesn't bring money, but it takes some money. So it's all about respecting your significant other and finding a way to help him or her respect you as well and support you. So it's a very big thing to have this support, and not here again, go and find a real job. Ew. Yeah, real job. Hate real jobs. Actually, this is a very real job, but the way people think that are not in the internet world, they don't understand this as a real job, and we need to prove them that it is. Your kids take you as a role model, the parent who does what he or she says, who walks the talk. Well, how do you think your kids going to their school and saying, well, my mom is an author and she's a successful one, and someday I will also do something amazing for my life and for the people around me. I am a mom. I have 2 kids. The one is 6 years old and the other is 8. Actually, yesterday he became 9. And there's nothing more amazing than being a proper role model for your kids. So, yeah, being an author, you know, is something really great, and your kids will, if they don't want to be, you know, authors, of course they won't, but they will always have in their mind that, well, my mom, my dad achieved what they said they would achieve, so I've got it in my blood, you know, I can do it too. And your work will turn into more automated state. So you will have more time to invest on personal things such as hobbies, traveling, leisure time with your loved ones, and spiritual practices. So this could be in the position of business or the side effects, but I chose to put it in the personal life because, you know, once you have a book written and published, and then you can move forward to creating your e-courses and, you know, things like that, then everything becomes a little more automated. And when things are automated, they bring money to you, and at the same time you invest less time. You can teach fluently. Even if previously you would feel blocked when talking to a prospect client or to a student, now you have gained all this knowledge. You have strengthened it within you by putting the time, the effort and the energy to 100% possess it. Well, for this it's obvious, you know, it's one thing to read about, to study about, to even have experience on this subject. And it's another thing to know how to teach it. And once you have put the time and the effort to do all this research and to write about it, an entire book, then obviously you can easily, fluently teach it. And you can be so inspiring to the people who will be following you. Even if in the past you didn't walk the talk 100%, and that's not something to be ashamed for, because we all know things that we do not implement sometimes. Now, all this knowledge and beliefs have sink into your subconscious, and you turn to be walking, living example of your own teachings. So, about that, there are so many things that we can provide to our clients, to our students, to our mentoring students, or, depending on your own profession. And we know them to be true, but sometimes we don't really walk the talk. We haven't followed through our own advices, and this makes things uneasy and not really nice, and appropriate, because we feel we are out of alignment and out of integrity. And indeed, sometimes it is difficult to follow even our own advices. But once you have created an entire book on the subject that you want to teach or to mentor or to guide people towards to, then all this time that you have put in order to create the book is something that your subconscious opened and put inside without more effort. The more you write, the more ideas come to you. More ideas for your next books, for your classes, for your courses, your teachings. More inspiration for ideas that are more advanced. That's the law of prosperity. The more you have, the more come to you, as likes attracts like. So, this is something I realized when I started writing my first book. I always had this idea that if I write a book, then I will have nothing else to share to the world, and that frustrated me, like I don't want to reach this top point, because then I will have no meaning in my life, or reasons for my hobbies, or whatever you name it. But that's what I thought. And when I wrote my first book, then I was totally overwhelmed by so many more ideas I had. And I put some schedule. I tried to find ways to to lower my overwhelm and keep on writing. And I've already written 7 books and 3 more on book writing and publishing. So the thing is that the more you write, the more ideas come to you. And that's amazing, because you might find yourself, trying to write the first chapter, writing your outline and feeling uneasy, thinking, well, if this doesn't go fast enough, then how can I finish an entire book? But hey, as you start writing, more information, more inspiration comes to you, and then you have more books and you have e-courses and all the things that you need. So go on, start writing your book, and you will see that it will get easier and easier every day. So for today, that's what I wanted to talk to you about, and I think again it was quite a big video, but I strongly believe that these are things you need to know about, you need to hear, you need to understand. So for today, this is my your homework. I want you to sit down and think and brainstorm. I also have this post on Facebook that you can really see all these points that I discussed with you here. And you can check which ones resonate to you more, which not. And you can also add more ideas. And I would be really, really happy and grateful once you support the group and you add your own ideas, your own inspiration on this subject. And in this way you will help yourself, but you will also help more fellow students of yours, people from the group and from the course. So please do share your thoughts on that. And once you are very sure on 3 to 7 different reasons for why you would be extremely happy to wake up early in the morning and start writing. Please write them in a nice card, something like 9 by 5, and have it every day with you. If you want, you can create a mind map, something like, no mind map, visualization board. You can create something like this. You can make pictures or create a meditation for you, so you can be more concentrated and use it every day, according to your big reasons, but that's up to you. I will not give you more homework than that, and I will be really happy to see your response and your ideas on this post. Thank you for being here, and cheers to your success. Have a good day.